As always, before we get to our guest, Brittany and I like to have a little chat about things we find relevant or interesting. And today, technology is on the brain, so my nerd side is going to come out just a little bit. I'm sure how closely you all may follow the technological advances, but there are some amazing things going on out there. So Brittany, I have made a list of some things that I think that have incredible technology. And here is just a few of them, and hopefully we'll get to see some in our lifetime.
Great.
Now the first off is this house that Microsoft sets off a lot of the technology for. And I read that they develop it every 2 years. And I believe that it was built in the early 1990s.
That's right. Yeah, when I was looking on the paper as well, it was 1994, and basically like this house, it can pretty much do anything for you. Like it can tell you when it's time to take your medicine. It'll tell you your daughter got an A on her test. You know, all those great. Even more. Here it says it can also send you your messages to relatives, you know.
Which is incredible.
Exactly.
And then what interesting thing I found, also this is we found off of CNN, so they do get credit for the publications for this. It has record of everything in your refrigerator and in as far as your cabinet, and recipes that would even just say this would be a great recipe because you have all the ingredients. And I thought for a busy working mom or dad, that would be just great information to have.
Definitely. And for those, families who have college students like myself, I don't know how to cook that well. I'm still learning.
But
so
you'll get there.
If this house, was telling me, Brittany, okay, pour this in, put this amount in, that would really help me, I would love to live in this house, definitely.
The interesting thing I read about that is that there are thousands of these little sensors throughout the house to essentially learn your movements and your habits, and then it knows you. And I thought, wow, that's almost creepy but strange and interesting at the same time.
A house knowing everything that I do, you're kind of like, oh no.
But I wonder off a security side though, if it would do that, if an intruder broke in, obviously we wouldn't recognize that.
Right.
So it has its positive benefits as well.
That's true, definitely. And everybody's safety does matter, and it's great to have those security systems in your house.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. The next one I found, and for those people out there who are really big with wanting to go green and whatnot, this is for you. There's a car that's called the Tesla Model S. It's an all-electric car that goes 300 miles per every charge, which actually is great, especially in conjunction with like the Chevy Volt. So
right.
However, the downside of this is it costs you a whopping $70,000. Ouch. But hey, if you're willing to pay for the green, this is the car for you.
Definitely. You might want to check it out.
Yeah, really. But IBM says that they are in the workings now of inventing a lithium oxygen battery. It's a reaction from the two. And they're hoping that they can invent a battery that can go 500 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, which is incredible. I mean, it really is. It's incredible. Although it's still in the workings, and they're trying to find somewhere that could possibly fund and of course do the groundwork for this. Right. But I thought that was pretty incredible.
Definitely. I mean, it's going to take a lot of hard work, to actually build that up. Like you said, they're trying to find someone to help. What was it? Fund for this, and it's going to take a lot of work. I'm wondering if they'll ever pull that off. You think they will?
I think so. I mean, because if they already have a car that can go 300 miles on one charge, I'm pretty sure that, and IBM's a pretty intelligent corporation, so I'm sure that there are people going to be able to pull it together. But they're hoping that it should be out by 2020.
Oh, okay.
So they have a little while to kind of get things going. So
they do, definitely.
It should be interesting. Should be interesting. For those people who are really busy, this is definitely a hot item for you. There is a smartphone, which a lot of business people do have smartphones or Blackberries. But some of the major problems that they have is that they may be interrupted as far as if they're in a meeting or in a business meeting with a client one-on-one, and they get a phone call. They don't want to say, oh, excuse me, let me take this call, because it's rude.
Right. Exactly.
But now they've come up with something, and it was just incredible. This researcher called Vitamins Design, what they did is that there's some type of it's electrological technology, and there's certain material. If you received a text from, say, your husband one day saying the child was sick, need to go to the hospital, it would actually raise up in this material, and then you could see it without actually having to tap go to your messages and whatnot, and then it would go back down. And I thought,
So,
wow.
So it's on the back of the phone, like the case?
Well, it looks like it, yes, and it would actually like raise up, elevate up, and you would read it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, wow, that's just incredible. I mean,
They're
incredible.
coming up with so many different ways to text and to send a message.
I know, and the technology is just, it's phenomenal. It really is.
Exactly. Sometimes it almost becomes overwhelming because you're
Yes.
like, do I want this phone that does this, or do I want to have just a regular phone with a regular touch screen, you know?
All the bells and whistles, yep.
Exactly.
The one, and there are so many great things out there, there really, really is. But the one I have to say that I'm most excited about, and we'll get to the other ones,
We will.
is this plane. It is the
Plane.
And I know, girl. It's called the Zero Emissions Hypersonic Transport. It is a premise off the Concorde line of aircraft, and it can break, well, it breaks the speed of sound, so it travels at an enormous speed. The thing that impressed me most about this, apart from it being good for our Earth as far as emissions, it is fueled from biofuel made from seaweed, which is pretty incredible what they can do now in the laboratories. But this is the thing that just really touched my heart, because I have been on that flight from the U.S. to Japan, and I honestly thought we were never going to arrive. I mean, I really did. I mean, the ladies on the Japan Air were wonderful. They really were wonderful stewardess. They did a great job. But I'm thinking, we're never going to get there. We're just not going to get there.
Well, that is great, you know, that they actually created this and getting it off and running
Oh,
for that
yeah.
purpose right there. No one wants to sit in the plane and get jet lag, and, you know, it's...
Well, the thing is that this is that from a flight from Paris to Japan takes 11 hours. With this technology in this plane, it can take less than 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
So that's just like a little hop, and you're there.
You're there, right. You're getting off the flight already.
So there's so many fascinating things out there that people should really check out and look into.
Definitely.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because Officer Jim Knoll is here to show us some self-defense tactics that may just save your life one day. So you don't want to miss this.